I don't know what role she really played in his life. I just know that I've seen her a couple of times, in places that she shouldn't have been.
It all began when LisaRaye McCoy opened her heart about a kind of pain that no parent ever wants to face. Her daughter, Kai Moore, made the choice to move far away. For many families, this might seem like a normal part of life, but for LisaRaye, it felt like a deep wound. LisaRaye and Kai shared more than a typical mother-daughter bond. They were best friends, partners in life, and each other's biggest cheerleaders. Lisa had Kai when she was just 23 years old. From that moment on, their relationship grew into something extraordinary, almost like sisters rather than mother and daughter. They celebrated each other's victories, comforted each other through challenges, and built a bond that felt unbreakable. So, when Kai decided to pack up her life and move to a new city, LisaRaye didn't just feel sadness, she felt abandoned. During a particularly emotional episode of Yanla, Fix My Life, LisaRaye shared the depth of her feelings. She explained that she felt rejected, like her daughter didn't need her anymore. Despite the tears and frustration, she admitted that much of the strain between them came from her struggle to let go. As a single mother who had devoted her entire life to raising Kai, watching her leave felt like losing everything she had fought so hard to protect. But to understand why this farewell was so heart-wrenching, we have to go back to the beginning. From the moment Kai was born, she became LisaRaye's entire world.
That's why for me it's like, hold on now, we had a conversation about this. Come talk to me. And here's the thing. Don't make me do it with the receipts. Don't make me do it.
At just 23 shaped everything that followed in Lisa's life. Unlike some celebrities who showcase their children from the moment they are born, Lisa fiercely protected Kai's privacy. Fans rarely saw her as a child, and paparazzi couldn't capture her life. Still, there were moments when Lisa shared glimpses of her daughter with the world. When Kai turned 21, Lisa celebrated her with a glamorous birthday party and a heartfelt message about how proud she was to see her daughter grow into a confident, strong woman. Later, when Kai became a plus-size model and body positivity advocate, LisaRaye stood proudly by her side, supporting her every step of the way. Life wasn't always smooth. At first, Kai experienced mild fatigue, which Lisa assumed was stress or the toll of balancing work and personal life. Soon, headaches appeared. Then her weight began fluctuating without explanation, and she often felt exhausted even after a full night of sleep. The signs were alarming. LisaRaye, guided by a mother's instinct, encouraged Kai to see doctors. Even after multiple medical visits, no clear answers.
Coming out of a divorce and you have to reflect on who you are. I was doing this to him, and it was like, well, wait a minute, what did you do, and what part did you have in the marriage?
Correct.
So I went through that. But the last straw was just the lot of shenanigans, that's not honest and not being, one-on-one.
Emerged. Then, one day, the unimaginable happened. Kai collapsed at home. In a panic, Lisa rushed her to the hospital. For the first time, the doctors started taking her symptoms seriously. After several tests and second opinions, the devastating news arrived. Kai had a rare autoimmune disease. This was not the kind of illness with a clear treatment or an easy path to recovery. The diagnosis shook the family to its core. One day, life had been normal. The next, everything changed, without hesitation. Lisa pulled back from public appearances, paused her work, and dedicated herself entirely to her daughter. She became a constant presence in hospitals, learning medical terms, consulting with doctors, and sleeping in chairs beside Kai's bed. The woman who once graced red carpets was now holding her daughter's hand, fighting back tears, and hoping for signs of improvement. For months, Lisa stayed silent about the ordeal, not to hide it, but because her energy was fully devoted to one thing: keeping Kai alive. The glamorous life she once led was replaced by quiet days in hospital rooms, endless worry, and constant prayer. Eventually, the weight of seeing her daughter suffer in—
Got surprises for you today. Joining us to help celebrate your special day, is platinum-selling, chart-topping hip-hop artist who's also the first female rapper to sell 1 million copies of her debut album. Please welcome one of the smoothest female MCs of the 90s, LisaRaye's sister, Da Brat.
Yeah, Chi-Town.
What's up?
Tell yourself.
Surprise, LisaRaye. Look at her.
Gotcha.
Silence became too heavy to bear alone. One night, Lisa went live on Instagram to share Kai's story. She spoke about the fear, the long nights, and the helplessness of watching someone you love struggle. More than anything, she shared the difficulty of staying strong when your child is in pain. As Kai's condition worsened, their conversations deepened. They spoke about everything: fears, hopes, and dreams. One day, while Lisa sat by her daughter's bedside, Kai smiled gently through her pain and said something that would stay with Lisa forever. "Mom, I want you to forgive." It wasn't about the illness anymore. It was about finding peace. Kai wanted her mother to let go of anger and resentment she had held over the years. Lisa, who had always been protective and sometimes defensive, realized that this moment was bigger than fear or loss. It was about love, acceptance, and moving forward. LisaRaye's journey shows the complexities of motherhood, the intensity of a parent-child bond, and the resilience it takes to face life's most unexpected challenges. She had always been Kai's protector, her advocate, and her biggest supporter. And even in the face of heartbreak, she discovered the strength to let go while still holding on. Learning that love sometimes means giving freedom and trusting that bonds of the heart can withstand distance, illness, and time through every struggle. Tear.
I gave it to her straight because my thing is this. When you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out.
And sleepless night, LisaRaye remained unwavering in her devotion. And while letting go of her daughter was one of the hardest things she ever did, it also became a moment of growth, understanding, and profound love, a lesson in how life's toughest moments often teach the deepest truths. LisaRaye had gone through her fair share of public struggles. She had disagreements with family members, including a very public fallout with her sister, Debrat. Yet, her daughter Kai saw something different. She wanted her mother to be free, not only from grief, but from all the emotional barriers that had held her back for so many years. That desire marked a turning point in Lisa's life. In that moment, she realized that honoring her daughter's memory was not just about mourning, it was about transformation. About opening herself to change and healing. For the first time in many years, LisaRaye did something remarkable. She began reaching out to the people she had been distant from, starting with old wounds she had never fully healed. One of the most powerful moments came when she reconnected with her sister, Debrat. Their relationship had been strained for a long time. Months had gone by without them speaking, and even during important family events, like Debrat's wedding, there had been tension and distance. But after hearing Kai's words, something inside Lisa shifted. She reached out, and that simple act led to a quiet meeting. It wasn't instant forgiveness or a dramatic reconciliation. It was a gentle conversation, a space where both women could listen and begin to rebuild trust. Kai's message had been a catalyst, encouraging Lisa to forgive not just others but also herself. That step was monumental. For years, Lisa had been her own harshest critic. Learning to forgive herself was perhaps the hardest and most important act of healing. Slowly, she also began reconnecting with other family members she had drifted apart from, and with friends she hadn't spoken to in years. She wasn't trying to fix everything at once, but she was trying. In a quiet interview, she told her fans, "Life's too short to stay mad. I'm learning to forgive, not just others, but also myself." Those words were powerful, showing her journey toward peace and understanding. Even in the midst of her own grief, Kai had left behind something extraordinary. While going through her daughter's belongings, Lisa found a small worn journal. It was filled with Kai's handwriting, a collection of her thoughts, dreams, and ideas. But this was not just a personal diary, it was a blueprint for helping others. Kai had written about her wish to support young Black women facing health challenges like hers. She imagined creating a safe space where women could find therapy, financial help for medical treatments, and emotional support without fear of judgment or loneliness. Kai had experienced how isolating illness could be, and she didn't want anyone else to face that kind of solitude. That journal became the foundation for what would become the Kai Project. Lisa immediately understood that this wasn't just a dream, it was a mission. She promised herself and her daughter that she would bring Kai's vision to life. The Kai Project would provide mental health resources, financial assistance, and community support for young Black women battling chronic illnesses. It would address the emotional side of healing as much as the physical, creating a holistic approach to care. When Lisa shared the mission publicly, the response was overwhelming. Celebrities, influencers, and community leaders reached out, offering support through donations, their platforms, and even their time. People were inspired not just by the story but by the purpose behind it. Through her daughter's legacy, LisaRaye was turning tragedy into transformation, creating lasting change that honored Kai in the most meaningful way. LisaRaye's life had often been seen through a lens of glamour and fame, red carpets, beauty, and success. But behind the public image were years of private struggles. She had endured a very public divorce, experienced betrayal, and battled loneliness and depression. Fame often required her to hide her feelings, to appear strong even when she felt broken inside. But nothing stripped away her emotional defenses, like Kai's illness. Facing her daughter's pain forced Lisa to confront her own fears, regrets, and grief. There were times she admitted she barely recognized herself. Her sorrow reached deep, exposing raw, painful parts of her heart. Yet, through that heartbreak, something remarkable happened. Instead of retreating, Lisa began to open up. She started speaking honestly about her experiences as a mother, about loss, and about the paths to healing she discovered along the way. She began using her platform to talk about topics far deeper than entertainment. Grief mother emerged. Then, one day, the unimaginable happened. Kai collapsed at home. In a panic, Lisa rushed her to the hospital. For the first time, the doctors started taking her symptoms seriously. After several tests and second opinions, the devastating news arrived. Kai had a rare autoimmune disease. This was not the kind of illness with a clear treatment or an easy path to recovery. The diagnosis shook the family to its core. One day, life had been normal. The next, everything changed, without hesitation. Lisa pulled back from public appearances, paused her work, and dedicated herself entirely to her daughter. She became a constant presence in hospitals, learning medical terms, consulting with doctors, and sleeping in chairs beside Kai's bed. The woman who once graced red carpets was now holding her daughter's hand, fighting back tears, and hoping for signs of improvement. For months, Lisa stayed silent about the ordeal, not to hide it, but because her energy was fully devoted to one thing: keeping Kai alive. The glamorous life she once led was replaced by quiet days in hospital rooms, endless worry, and constant prayer. Eventually, the weight of seeing her daughter suffer in silence became too heavy to bear alone. One night, Lisa went live on Instagram to share Kai's story. She spoke about the fear, the long nights, and the helplessness of watching someone you love struggle. More than anything,